But don't go crazy. What I mean by that, suppose, and sometimes people go so extreme that they make their life unbelievable. It's unbearable. I don't want to be with these people, you know. You're walking along talking to this person, right? And you're in a building, you come to the elevator, punch the button, the door opens, you get in, and they go, I got to get out of here. Why? They jump back out of the elevator, and you go, what's going on? There was music in the elevator. Well, he said, I don't want to listen to it. Technically, I don't blame him, but on the other hand, do you want to crawl up those stairs? He said, for Allah, I'll do it. Okay, you go ahead, I'll meet you on the 10th floor. That's cool. Because me, you know what? I'll put my fingers in my ears before I'm going to run up 10 floors without the elevator. So don't be extreme. Also, when you get in somebody else's car and they're playing music, and you said, haram, 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 don't do that to people. It's his car. It's nice enough to give you a ride. You can ask him if you could turn it down a little bit. Ask him, do you have any Quran that we could listen to? You can do that. But don't make everybody's life miserable, because that's worse than anything is when you make people run away from Islam. That's what you don't want to do. I told you we'd take a little time to answer this one about the music, and there's still a lot out there on this subject. But music is used very successfully by Madison Avenue today, by the ad people, to sell people on a lot of things. Because it reaches inside of you and grabs your emotions. That's what it does. Music gets your emotions, it gets you going. People say, I use it to calm me down. Why? Why didn't you listen to the Quran? Well, I use it to get excited. Yeah, it'll do that too. I use it when I'm angry. Yeah. Music will fit all of those things because it accents the natural emotion of a human being. And basically, if a person really gets into it enough, you can control their emotions by the songs that you play and the words that they hear. And they'll be like, ah, ah. And it's exactly what Shaitan is waiting for. Exactly. Be careful. Especially when you've been warned by the Quran, from the Hadith. This is not the worst sin in the world, okay? There is something in Islam that says that on the Day of Judgment, the one that listens to music will have melted lead poured into their ear. But this hadith is not sahih. This hadith has big question marks on it, so it's not fair to use that. Don't use that as your argument, because it doesn't hold up. But there's something there like that. I mean, there must be some reason people are staying away from music. Muslims have traditionally stayed away from music. Now, there is something in these last days. All of us have concerns about a lot of subjects, and we really don't know exactly what should we do. We hear somebody give a good argument. Maybe my way is more eloquent than somebody else, or maybe somebody else is better at arguing than I am. So we go with the guy who has the best sounding voice or looks the best on TV. That won't work. It's supposed to be Quran and Sunnah, right? Only that. So how will I then know? Because I'm getting confused. I saw this guy out here, man, he is so cool. This guy is like Mr. Muslim, and he's saying it's okay. But then this guy over here, he said, not okay. What should I do? What should I do? The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, told us a very beautiful general statement. He said, until the last day, the majority of the ummah, of the nation, us as Muslims, will never agree on what is misguidance. We will not agree on dalalah. So if you find the majority of the Muslims agreeing on something, that's probably right. If you're not really sure, look at that. A majority of Muslims, when I ask the question, be honest, across the world, now I'm talking about all countries, not just South Bend, Indiana. Okay? Is music haram? They say yes. Or they'll say only certain things are permitted, like nasheed. Knowing that, it makes us say, okay, let me stay away from it. One final point. There is something today, which I'm very sad to see, is people using what they call a tool to promote Islam. They call it dawah. But by the way, if it's not on the methodology or manhaj of the Prophet ﷺ, it's not acceptable to Allah. The Prophet ﷺ did not do a song and dance for people. In fact, he did not even like poetry. It was not his stick. He didn't like it. If anybody was going to use those tools, it would have been our Prophet ﷺ. But he didn't use that. So when you people say that, oh well, this helps Islam. No, it doesn't. Allah gave you everything you needed for Islam. And you have people who are doing what they call rapping for Islam. It's wrong. You got people out here, they have these rap groups, they say this is okay to do this. Some of you heard of Tupac, the one who died. He had a little posse, some guys with him, who also were rappers, one of them named Napoleon. I was with Napoleon last week in his home in California, and we talked about this subject in detail. And he said it is all from shaitan, it is misguiding, and if I didn't have a contract